stomach and I've had heart problems. But let's do this. Hi, my name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and this is the Motorola Edge, the original and abandoned parent, and it is such a shame. It was the first of the Edge series from Motorola, and it came out alongside with its bigger brother, the Motorola Edge Plus. The main difference being the CPU at the time, also of course some bigger storage options in this Plus version. Both of them came out in 2020, and that's really where I'm going with these two phones, because now this one, the first original Edge, was released in May 2020, and now we are in 2022 in October as I'm recording this, and it's seen its last update the 1st of April. Abysmal. And it runs on Android 11. It was born with Android 10. So under 2 years of software support for a flagship line phone. The rounded edges made up for its name and also the entire series that followed to this date. And I remember the big question back then was, had screen edges on mobile phones become too big? And I can answer that because after using this phone for half a year, I can say no. As you can tell right here, the edges just sort of, gray out around the edges. So it's not annoying. It's only a problem in direct sunlight where you have reflections coming in on the edges of the phone. Palm rejection is good after software updates, so it's no problem with the rounded edges in that regard. My only gripe with the screen is that the light sensitivity sensor that is adjusting the screen, it may actually just be the camera. It's very aggressive, so when it's dark, it really pulls down the screen, and when it's light, it really turns it up all the way. So this is somewhat hard to get to the middle point. I don't think we're going to see any more updates on this phone, especially because the Edge Plus still receives some updates. As you can see here, Android 12 and a security update on the 1st of May. 1st of May, we are in October now. Are you gonna leave this phone completely behind also? As I recall, they were promising 2 years of Android updates, which this one has got, and then 3 years of security, and that is not 3 years of security if your last security update was on May the 1st, right? And this is the big model. It is just so unbelievable. This is 256 gigabytes of storage, 12 gigs of RAM, 108 megapixel camera. Well, it's been 2 years now. Don't you think we should just end support for those phones? The top of the line phones? 2 years is a long time. Christ. But back to the original Edge. It is just unbelievable in my mind that you can leave a phone this good for that. Still a good experience now. Just past 2 years of existence. Such a shame, Motorola. It really is a shame. My point in keeping this phone was that I wanted to make a generational comparison with the original Edge, the Edge 20 and the Edge 30, but it is very hard to figure out what the release cycle of Motorola Edges are, because now they've released the Neo, the Fusion and the Ultra. 4 lines of flagship phones released in 2.5 years. And the weird thing about it is that it's not necessarily a better phone each year. Actually, I would argue that the original Edge here was a better phone than the Edge 20 that came the year after. And the 30, on the other hand, what is an upgrade? I'll just come back with more reviews of this phone. I've just received it. But then again, if you step forward to the 30 Fusion, then it's a downgrade from this one, if you just look at the stats at least. So it's just so odd. It's not necessarily a better phone you get if you wait for the odd 7-8 months. And that just about rounds it up. And I would just like to say, if you're going to buy any of the newest Edge line Motorolas, buy the Motorola Ultra, because it is the only one promised 4 years of updates, and that means 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates. don't waste your money on the other two, and that meaning the Neo and the Fusion. So to round this story off, let's enjoy some photos and videos I've taken on the Motorola Edge in remembrance of what a great phone this actually still is, but just not supported. Bye.